Hi, I'm Lizzie and welcome to my garden here at the Rose Press. Today I want to show you a few things to do later in the season with your sweet peas. So you need to make sure that you are cutting them regularly, and I haven't been doing that here, so I do need to come and take all of these flowers off, and I recommend doing that at least once a week, just cutting all of the flowers, bring them indoors, giving them to friends and family, and that will encourage another flush of flowers. The second thing to do is to make sure that you're watering them well and feeding them. Now at this time of year, towards the end of the sweet pea season, it's a really good idea to feed them with a dilute tomato feed, which is high in potassium, which means it will help to form the flowers and encourage more flowers as well. Now lots of you have been asking about tendrils and whether to cut them off. So the tendrils are the things on the end of the sweet peas that help them clamber up structures or string or whatever you might be using, fences for them to climb up. Now you can just simply snip off the tendrils, and these stop them kind of getting onto the other elements of the plants, strangling other plants and stopping them from growing or bending them as they grow. I tend to do it when they get about this high, and then after that I tend to leave them because it's just such a mammoth job with having so many sweet peas in my garden. So don't panic if you haven't pulled off the tendrils, but if you only have a smaller garden, you've only got one set of sweet peas, then snipping off the tendrils can really help. Now, I've not tied these in, so they're starting to flop a little bit as well, but it is towards the end of the season, so try and keep on top of these things, but it's not the end of the world if you don't keep on top of it. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is that if, like me, you haven't been out in the garden for a few days and you haven't cut your sweet peas, then you can start to see these pods forming, and it's really important that you snip these off and you don't let them get to seed, because if they go to seed, it tells the plant, yeah, we're ready, we're going to seed, and they'll stop producing as many flowers. So you want to cut these off as early as possible. The only exception is if you want to save the sweet pea seeds. So occasionally I will leave them a little bit longer at the end of the season. So it's now coming towards the end of July, and usually the sweet peas are done by now, but it was such a late season. But usually I will leave a couple just to save the seed and give them to friends and family as well. So if you do see any pods like this and you want them to continue flowering, then make sure that you snip them off. So it's important to cut the flowers, feed the plant, continue to tie them in, snip off any tendrils if you've got time and it's something you want to do, and make sure that you don't let them go to seed unless you want to keep the seed, that is. I hope that was helpful, and I really hope you're enjoying your sweet peas this year as well. Thanks for watching.